over the last 18 months, I took about 10 minutes off my half marathon PB, and I did this using the app called Runna. Now, you may have heard about Runna. Some people love it, others say that you can get injured and overtrained using the app. So, in this video, I'm going to give you my honest thoughts and opinions after having used the app for a year and a half, and I will tell you if I think this app is going to leave you with a new PB or a new injury.
So before we dive into the pros and cons of Runna, it is important that you understand what the app actually is. So Runna is a personalized coaching and training plan app for runners. That means that this app will generate a training plan that you can follow to reach whatever your objective may be. So whether you are training for your first 5K or your first ultramarathon, this app can guide you along to hopefully help you achieve your goals. The way it works is quite simple. After you open the app for the first time and you've started your trial or your subscription, you choose a specific goal, and that can be a 5K, it can be maintenance, it can be a ultramarathon, whatever suits you. And then the app is going to ask you a couple of questions. You fill them in, and then the app will generate a personalized training plan for you that you can also further adjust. Then, as you start moving along through the training plan and you do specific workouts, after every single run, the app is going to ask you how you found that workout, and you can give it either a thumbs up or a thumbs down. When you give it a thumbs down, depending on why you gave it a thumbs down, like maybe you say the paces were too hard, the app can then kind of analyze how you're doing and potentially even suggest changes to the plan and to the paces that you're trying to hit on your workouts. Now, if you've never used a running app, this might all sound a little bit abstract, but basically when you would start a new run, you would open the app on your phone and start the run there, or you use your Apple Watch, your Garmin, your Coros, whatever wearable you might have, and you can start it on there as well, because Runna integrates with a lot of the wearables that are out there nowadays. Now, especially if you do have a wearable like a Apple Watch or Garmin, this is really nice because during your run, you're able to see your paces on your watch, and that can be extremely useful. This way you don't have to go and try to look at your phone or carry your phone in your hand, and you can just get a little buzz if you are hitting pace or not. Besides running, you can also set up mobility, strength, stretching, and Pilates in the app. All things that are key to injury prevention and to becoming a better runner, and this is all included in the app. Now you may wonder about the price point. So right now, as I'm recording this, the app costs about 20 euros per month or 120 for a year. So if you're wondering what that is in your currency, just go to the Runna website and check it out for yourself. Okay, so let's start off with the pros of the Runna app, the things that I think are really good about it. There are a couple of things that I really like about this app, and the first thing that I would mention is the structured training. About 5-6 years ago, I used to run a lot, but never with a training plan. And when I started using a training plan for the first time last year, I was surprised by the variety in runs that I could do. It was not just running 10K, the same loop over and over again. All of a sudden, I had paces to hit, or pyramids to run, or intervals, tempo runs, and so forth. Having that variety in the runs made it much more exciting for me to go ahead and train for a specific goal. Now, having a structured training plan is nice, but sometimes life just gets in the way. And this is where the app has improved a lot over the last 18 months. So nowadays you can add vacations to your training plan, you can add B races, and you can also very easily move workouts around in the week and just swap the days on which you, for example, do your long runs or whatsoever. So if in a particular week you want to change it up, it is super easy to do that. Now, all that goes combined with a very nice and intuitive user interface and design. The app is super easy to navigate. And if you need some support, there is also some coaches available within the app. So you can always send a message with a question about maybe a niggle that you're feeling or a training that didn't go well. And you can just open a support ticket and chat with a trainer, which I think is a really nice little added benefit. And then if you are somebody that likes to do home workouts, or you take your phone to the gym and you like to follow them from your screen, Runna is also pretty ideal because they have all these different types of workouts integrated in the app for free in your subscription that you can just follow along with. Another pretty neat feature that they added somewhere in the last year is instant workouts. So imagine on a specific day, the app has a workout planned for you. Maybe it's a tempo run, interval run, hill sprints, easy run, whatsoever, but you want to do something else. You can now just click on the type of workout that you want to do. You can mention how long you want to do it for in time or in distance, and then the app will generate something for you on the spot. It will give you 3 options, and if you like none of them, you can generate even more, and then you can just pick one of them. And after you've picked one, it will immediately sync to your watch if you have one, and you can just go ahead and get started. Caroline, but all that sounds very positive. True. So let's talk a little bit about the cons of using Runna as your training app. So the first con that I need to talk about is the one that has been mentioned on the internet the most, and that is that Runna might be a little bit overly positive, overly optimistic about what you can do. So a lot of people complain that Runna has pushed them too much, that the paces are too hard. But I think you can adjust this quite easily in the app if you want to. You can always just skip one of the workouts. You can change one of the workouts to be more like what you want to do on that day. And I think if you do all those things, then this can be a really nice way to gamify and structure your running. Now, obviously, the danger here is that if you start using the app without any prior experience in running, and if you just follow the plan blindly, yes, you could get injured. But in the end, we need to remember that Runna is just an app. It is not a human coach. So if you are not listening to yourself when you feel a niggle, you feel overtrained, you feel exhausted, you didn't fuel well, then the app is obviously not going to just adjust the plan for you. You need to do that. So if you go into this app without any prior knowledge of running, then that can be a little bit dangerous. However, I would say that if you have a human coach, the same principle applies. If you don't talk to your coach, if you're not being honest with them, then the coach cannot help you, and maybe 3 weeks later all of a sudden you have an injury and the coach is going to be very surprised. The same thing just happens here. You need to be able to be your own best coach and use Runna as a tool to train. There's also a lot of talk about overtraining using the Runna app. Basically, Runna scheduling too many workouts for somebody. But they've improved this a lot. Nowadays, you can go into advanced customization for every single plan, and you can let them know how many hard runs you want to do every week, how hard you want the paces to be on those runs, and so forth. And I think with this advanced customization that is now available, the app has become so much better. Now, I guess a final con that we could name is that in the end, even though personalized, this is just an algorithm. There's not a human on the other side of the app creating a training plan for you. But you can also not expect that for the price that you can get this app at. So I think you need to decide for yourself whether or not you want somebody to be really looking out for you and to follow your trainings and to see how you're doing, or if you can be your own best coach and use Runna as a tool to become better. Now, I guess one more con is that the app can feel a little bit restrictive based on the goal that you've set. So right now I'm using the app to train for a half marathon at the start of October. I want to get faster, but besides what the app is suggesting me to do, I'm also increasing my mileage because I get a lot of joy out of running for long periods of time, as well as I feel stronger when I run more. Now, obviously, this isn't a huge plan because I can still just run the extra runs, track them using the app. I will still see them in there. But it's just unfortunate that I can't make it entirely the way that I want it to. Although I will say that for most people, the plan is probably absolutely fine as it is, especially with the customization that you can already do. So that leads me to the question, for who is Runna? And for who is it a good app and for who not? Personally, I would say if you are just starting out with running, I would kind of encourage you to get the Nike Run Club app and follow one of their training plans. Reason for that being that the Nike Run Club app doesn't use any pace predictions or pace indicators, and it just wants you to run on perceived rate of exhaustion. It really trains you to become your own best coach, basically, to understand when something feels hard for you and when something feels easy for you. And on top of that, that app is completely free. So you can just get started with a training plan. It's not going to cost you anything. And if you like running, if you're having a good time, you can finish your plan. And that's when I would recommend that you check out Runna. However, if you are already a more experienced runner and you're just looking for a tool that can help you follow a more structured training plan, then I think Runna could be really good for you. And if you are trying to get faster, then I do think that this app has a lot of cool things for you in store. However, if you are training to become a local champion, a national champion, you're doing specific races, or maybe you have a history of injuries or traumas or whatsoever, in that case, I think it's really worth it to look at getting an actual running coach, a human being, and not just an app. Because a running coach is always going to be able to provide more support than an app ever can. Now, obviously, a running coach is also going to cost you more. So I think that is an option for you if you are just ready to invest in your running on a more serious level. Now, if you want to give the app a try, then make sure to use the code that you can find in the description below. Just check out the first link, because that way you can get a 2-week free trial instead of 1 week, which gives you way more time to see if this app is something for you. Now let me know in the comments what you are training for and if you like the Runna app or maybe not. And if you enjoy running content like this, then make sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.